Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Disney's live action version of Mulan, which is an adaptation of the 1998 Disney animated film of the same name. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Mulan tells the story of Hua Mulan, a fierce warrior who is forced to hide who she is in order to conform to society's ideas of what a woman should be during this time period. Mulan's family really wants her to settle down and marry a man and bring honor to her family. Mulan meets with a matchmaker in the beginning of the film, and during this meeting, anything that can go wrong does go wrong. By the end of the meeting, the matchmaker determines that Mulan is not only an embarrassment to herself, but an embarrassment to her family. While all this is going on, there's also a war going on in which the evil Bori Khan is trying to invade China. The Emperor of China decides that one man from each household needs to join the army in order for them to protect China. Mulan's father is the only man in his family, so he is the one that would need to join the army, even though he is old and he has a hard time walking. Mulan decides, though, that she wants to take his place in the army, so in the middle of the night, even though she is not allowed, she takes his sword, his armor, and his horse and goes to join the Imperial Army. She joins the Imperial Army under disguise that she is a man, though, because if she is found out to be a woman, she will be killed. Throughout the film, we see Mulan really learning and growing as a warrior. And, towards the middle of the film, Mulan and the rest of her soldiers end up going to battle with Khan's forces. During this battle, though, we see Khan leaving, and we don't really know why yet. But the rest of his army is fighting, and him and a small elite group leave. By the end of this battle, it is found out that Mulan is a woman by the rest of her soldiers, and she is banished. She's not killed because she ended up saving most of the soldiers, so in turn, they decide to just banish her. In her banishment, she finds out that Khan actually left because he was going to kill the emperor, and that whole war battle was a distraction. Mulan decides that she needs to tell her fellow soldiers that that is what was going on so that they can go and save the emperor, no matter what the risk is. Mulan goes and tells them. They decide to believe her, which is great because in the time that they're deciding this, Khan is already way ahead of them. And so they go and they find the emperor, and Mulan ends up saving him and defeating Khan. The emperor praises Mulan, and by the end of the film, Mulan is reunited with her family, and she has brought even more honor onto her family than they had originally even planned for. I think that Disney was trying to be more realistic with this version of Mulan. When I watch this film, I think it's definitely influenced by Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, by the way, that some of the action sequences are filmed. I think it's kind of cool to see how a film like that has inspired films, 20 years later, like Mulan. When I watched this film, I felt that there was a lack of connection, especially emotionally, to the main character that I hoped to get when watching the film. There were a lot of supporting characters who I just felt like their storyline didn't go anywhere. I think their lack of development kind of made their characters kind of forgettable. There were some plot points that really bothered me that just didn't make sense. There was a scene with Mulan crying on top of a mountain, which I thought was just completely random, did not need to be in the movie. There was also a scene, or plenty of scenes, where there's this phoenix flying around, and it's like, one, is Mulan the only person who could see this phoenix? But also, two, why is this phoenix here? It just didn't make sense to me. Disney stated that some of the characters from the original Mulan wouldn't be appearing, which was fine, but their statement was that, that it was going to be more of a realistic movie. And when I watched this movie, I was like, how is this a more realistic movie when there's a witch in here and there's this talk about chi and how chi is magical and there's this phoenix flying around all the time? I was like, all these things aren't real, so making a movie more realistic, that just didn't make sense to me. When I watched the film, I really appreciated though how they did add some instrumentals of some of the original songs into the film. And I thought that whoever casted the supporting cast did a great job. You had Jet Li in there and Donnie Yen. And I think that, that was a good addition, even though I felt like their characters were not, flushed out the way I wanted to see them. It was really great to see Ming-Na Wen, who is the original Mulan, and that was actually my favorite scene in the movie, was getting to see her, even though it was just a cameo. Christina Aguilera also does a new rendition of Reflections on this soundtrack, and it's at the end of the movie as well. And I thought it was great seeing her again, or hearing her, considering that she sang in the 1998 film as well as in this film. And I thought it was a really full circle moment to seeing not only Ming Na Wen, who was the original Mulan, but seeing Christina Aguilera, who also sang a song from the original movie as well. With the film Mulan, it's definitely a film, I would say if you want to watch it, wait until it's on streaming or if it comes on TV. I would not recommend that you pay money to see this movie. I think the movie definitely had some plot points that, could have been addressed a little bit better. And I just think, it's definitely something you should just save your money on and watch it when it's free. Thank you for watching. If you have seen this movie, I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments down below. Please subscribe to my page so you can keep up the track with more videos that I put out. But besides that, everyone be safe, have fun, and goodbye.